You know, one of the most impactful things that a child can experience in their life is how their parents treat each other, how the mother treats the father, how the father treats the mother. And it's very impactful because it doesn't just stay in childhood, it doesn't just stay in those four walls, it follows them into their adulthood and into their own relationships. I'm gonna think we're talking about that enough. Hello, everyone, and welcome to True Chats with Shen. This is where we react to things that are trending online, but we don't just react to them. We try our best to squeeze, if even just a drop of a lesson from it. So if that's your vibe or something that you think you will like, please consider subscribing. And if subscribing is just too much of a commitment, at least drop a like. It takes us a very far way. All right, so today I want to get into this trend that I saw on TikTok, on Jamaican TikTok the other day, where the girls were talking about how them father or the man will make them know say man wicked. Not gonna stay too long for the intro. Let's just get into the story that started this trend.
Look, I'm tell you now how me know say man a wicked, or me sure say man a wicked, right? Now, my mother met my father when she was 22 and he was 26. At the time when my mother met my father, he could not read. And to this day, my father still cannot read. My mother took my father at 26 years of age and taught him his ABC. As in A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The same thing that most of us learned from basic school. It took my father 26 years to learn that. Right? And it was a woman who taught him his ABC. And my father left my mother when I was 5 months old and go overseas. And him got married to another woman, disrespect my mother, and everything. Right? My mother taught my father to sign his own name. My mother brought my father to Jamaica National Bank for opening bank account. To this day, my father still banks with Jamaica National because he don't know how to go about opening an account. For weeks before my mother bring my father go open him account, my mother have my father a yard. I teach him how to sign him name, to sign his own name. Now granted, my grandmother never sent my father go school, you know. So you can't even blame him. When my father was supposed to be in school, my grandmother did have him. I make him go bush, go run down goat and cow and farm. Right? So he did not learn to read and write and them somewhere. Anyways, but we go to a story time. When my father nearly killed me with licking up because he couldn't read. I mean, I show you how reading is fundamental in life. So when me in grade 6 and GSAT come up now, right? My mother started sending me go extra lesson at evening time. Me have a teacher who used to teach extra lesson after school and whatever. So me there extra lesson would have over 5 o'clock, right? 4:30, 5 o'clock. Now go past 5 though. So this particular Friday now, my father shot my lunch money and him tell me say, I'm going to drop me off at school and then he will pick me up back from school. So I would have to go in at the money we already short for pay fare out it. So I tell the man, you know, extra lesson done, 5 o'clock, come pick me up 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock when extra lesson done, me go out the door, me not see my father car. So I say, alright, I'm going to sit down and wait. He probably soon come. I did till about 5:15, me can't see father come. So I take out my phone to call my father and realize I don't have no credit. No credit me not have. So I start saying the man, be please call me. At this point, me never know yet, so my father can't read. Me never know at this point, say can't read. Further down in my life, I find out so my father can't read and all of them stuff. Anyway, me tell you the story. Me I say the man, be please call me. The man nah call me. Please call me done. Can you want 6, please call me again. So I start saying, please credit me. Me nah see the man call me. So my father live up the road from the school. It's a good look walk, but you can walk from the school, go up my yard. So when me walk up the film yard from the school now, it was about 5:45 at this point, right? And when me reach, me see my father sit down on the veranda and smoke. So I say, Daddy, oh, you don't come pick me up? Now you say you're going to call me when extra lesson over. I say, but me never have no credit. You know, see me I say, son, please credit me. I see the phone a light up, you know, I see something coming, you know, but I don't know what them I say, so. so me not look at it. My father say, where you coming here so late? I come from? Where you come from? So me I say, me I come from extra lesson, you did supposed to pick me up and you don't come pick me up. And me I say, the man say, we are raise the voice off. Are you coming here so late? You know, 2-6, you think you're big man? I say, the man hold me the day and give me some lick out of one little belt and get some lick that teeth till I get some all my father beat me, not chat. All my father beat me to me. I wonder where me I get the lick them. Where me I get the lick them for? Me send you please call me. Me send you please credit me. And you don't call me, you don't send me the credit. And when me come home, you beat me for reach home late. And you if you come pick me up. Me say me get some kissing. No, me can. No, I can sit down and laugh about it now, you know. But you see, in a them time, me did hate my father feet, man. Because why the f*** you beat me? I'm send you please call me. I'm send you please credit me. But me they know say the man couldn't read for understand where they put the text me. You see, sometimes we get good women and we get good man in our life and we fumble them. We fumble them. Because you see, when my father left Jamaica when I was 5 months old and go England, got married, I have a sister overseas, right? And you see the woman we married to, she divorced him. And you see when them I get divorced, my father had to walk with one of his friends. My father did have to walk with one of him friend them every time him a go to the lawyer for them get divorced. And my father's friend, along with his lawyer, had to read him the things them before him sign them because he never understand what him sign saying. The only thing my father knows how to do is to write his signature. My father don't know A from bullfoot. You can't text my father nothing. My father don't even know the word hey, as in H-E-Y. He don't know that. A B voice note my father's friend and call. And you think that a man who realizes that in a modern day society, reading is fundamental, would have sit down in them kids them life and see to it say, them reach what them supposed to reach. My father did not pay for a subject for me, no. When I was in high school, my father never paid for a subject for me. I started doing CSEC in 4th form. The first subject I did was Principles of Business in 4th form. And my father did not pay for that. I went to 5th form where I did other subjects. I left 5th form and I moved on to 6th form where I did my capes. And my father did not pay for any of them. You think that a man who realizes how important an education is would at least push for his child to get an education. My father did not do that. My father did not do that for me. But as some know say man are wicked because a woman will take you at your lowest. A woman will take you at your lowest and try to build you up and rise you to higher heights. And you disrespect her, you left her. As some know say man wicked. Me no want nobody tell me nothing. My father have to be the wickedest man. Which woman right now I go sit down with a man at 26 and teach him ABC? And I know that if my father did not leave my mother, if my father never left my mother would have teach my father how to read by now. Cause my mother them type of woman there. She meet you at point A, she not left you at point A. You have to come at point B and you have to come at point C with her. And you gotta have the people them where you gotta say, oh, you know, say your father disrespect your mother, where your mother tell you. No. When I got older, when I was a teenager, I remember me and my father go somewhere. And my father said to me, say, you know, say, I love your mother. I love your mother, you know. And sometimes I miss your mother, but I know say I me disrespect her. Now, mind you, my mother told me the stories. But that morning when my father was saying that to me, I said, oh, you disrespect my mother. He said to me, say, boy, I do your mother some little things that I never did to do her. And him show me the pre. Him show me the pre. Him said to me, say, when him go overseas and he married him, disrespect my mother in a way where him should have disrespect her. Now my father went overseas and my father got married. I should know my father wicked again. Back in them day when my father got overseas, all you needed was your passport, the money for buy a ticket, and a job letter to go England. Back in them time when my father got married. My father never have a job, right? My father did not have a job. Because as I say, a farming my father grew up a do, and that him do to this day. And my mother has a sister who works in HR at a particular company, right? And my mother reached out to her sister and asked her sister if she could have just write a job letter stating that him do XYZ at the workplace and his income is XYZ because you did need to state your job position and how much you make at your company. Right, so you need your plane ticket, a job letter, and your passport if you go England at the time. And my mother got that job letter from my aunt for my father and gave it to him. That is how he got the opportunity to go overseas. And when my father go overseas, he go over there, got married to a woman. And when my mother call him for money, for me, him say, now send the money, come to Jamaica, come here. And she send the pitney, come to England, come live with him. And I true she want money from him, why she a hold on for the pitney and the ass dead and the cow fat, right? My father disrespected my mother in more ways than one. And that is a woman who was about to teach him how to read. Me no want nobody tell me say man a wicked. Me know say man a wicked. Me learn from my father say man is wicked. And you say you got Anthony Barton.
More you know say you take everything out of me finna stop the video peace a while ago because there is so much I wanted to say. I did have to share the story for more reasons than one. Because you know how them always say, oh, woman not try with man, woman were already made man. You see what I'm gonna try with man? This is not something that is of the past. This is not something that is no longer happening. There are so many women to this day where take up man from the ground floor and I build with them and them end up with nothing. This story is not unique. This man, I don't know. You can imagine a teacher a man for read and him go send him name and married to somebody else. Not even just teach him for read. She did so much. She was fundamental in him getting the opportunity to go overseas and to make a better life for their family. And instead of going over there to make a better life for him family, he want to create a new family. Yes, still girl. Want somebody else. Man, terrible. Anyways, we'll get to the other story.
Me just watch one girl snap a she talk a story time about how her father wicked to his mother. And me just think about how me have to come and tell some story. And how my father are wicked to my mother too. So anyways, my father and my mother, me never see my mother with another man. It's always been my mother and my father. So anyways, the whole time my mother, and even though my father and my mother left now, my mother still not have no other man. The only man me ever see my mother with is my father, and the last man my mother have is my father. Because she's so traumatized by the things that my father do. Now there's so much story me can remember my mother tell me about things that my father do. To the point where me have to question her like, why you did stay? Remember one story she tell me where she say one time, you know, that back in the days, you know, car and everything cheap. She said one time she get to buy her first car. She take 20,000, the car must weigh $250,000. So she go to the bank and she take out a $200,000 loan and she save $50,000. She go and share my father go look on the car before she go buy the car and take out the loan. And decide say, alright, this a car good and this a car she want and ray. Anyways, now she go take out the loan, take out $200,000 from NCB bank. And she save up her $50,000 and she give my father the money, the $250,000 and tell the man say, go and go pick up the car. Because at that time my mother said she couldn't drive either. But you know, having a car, you would have eventually learned to drive. So she give my father the money for go Lucy to go buy the car and come back. My mother say she give the man the money like 12 o'clock. And you know, the Lucy about an hour from Moby or so. And at time the man will come back with the car. 1 o'clock a pass, 2 o'clock a pass, 3 o'clock a pass, 4 o'clock a pass, 5 o'clock a pass. No father, no car. Long story short, my father named the woman money and don't buy no car. And the woman left with the loan and have to pay back the loan all by herself. Not only that, my mother used to work at a call center, so you know, she would have said to her, she said to him, say, alright then at evening time, come pick me up from work then. Because she would want her car to drive, to drop me at school, pick her up from, carry herself to and from work, you know. So she tell my mother, so she tell him, say, alright, come pick me up from work then at evening time. My father agree and say, yes, him I go do it. She said every evening, she would have watched the staff bus come and make about 3-4 trips. And all him a call my father, and like, my father no answer him, answer and tell her say him a come. And while him a call her, and like while she a call him and ask him when they, and him a say me a come. She said in the background, all thing you can't hear her, that me know or not, because my father was a heavy gambler. Love gambling house, nah left gambling house. Every call the woman call him and ask him when they, he all in the pan is, he soon come in the pan in the pan in way, all the woman a hear in the background, and that me know or knock. Tell me if that the man they no wicked. Next wickedness my father did to my mother. My father will have one plaza, like he may have some shop, one so-called plaza or shop, like container plaza. I don't remember back in the days, I really don't remember what the structure, but I went one whole heap of shop. And he tell my mother say he want one of the shop them be an ice cream shop up in Norwood. So at the time he never have the money, so he asked my mother to go to courts, to go take out deep freeze and fridge and all sort of. Anyways, my mother being the clown that she is, go up at court, take out all of the fridge, deep freezer, all of them with something there. And you know, my father tell me say when when the ice cream or something I sell, he give me money for paying. First couple of months, it a go on and him a pay it. The shop go burn down. And can you imagine everything burn up in the shop? And the man start pay the courts bill and my mother have to pay back courts how much hundreds of thousands for the fridge, the deep freeze, and all of the appliances that she take out for him. And the man never give him $1 towards it. Talk about wicked. Now this them the story there what she tell me, because I'm too young to know what I'm going to understand. But this a story I'm about to talk. I went big enough to understand and I see for myself. Now my mother used to always travel go come a foreign come work for summertime. She would get a little one roast and come a foreign come work. So she come a foreign come work and I did one summer she when they work at one old people living home. And when a summer holiday now, she have freedom at the home, she was able to make me come up, come stay for the summer. So summer holiday come, me come up and whatever. For the 6 months my mother away, every month my mother send money for pay her mortgage, for pay the light bill and the water, because at times my father was over the house. So you know water and light still I use. So she send the money every month for pay the water bill, the light bill, and for pay her mortgage. And my mother say she send little extra in her pocket too. You know? Anyways, we come up one summer, the same summer or whatever. And when we go down, when we come down, we remember when we got the house. Like I come down the day before school for start. Go the day before school for open. And I come down. And the one was when we come down one letter. They pay my mother veranda said the house I go up for foreclosure because no mortgage name pay for 6 months. No like not the house and water cut off. Like cut off, water cut off and the house they for foreclosure. Because every month my mother send the money, my father name the money and gamble it out. Talk about wicked. Somebody could have wicked, sir. So now you know what I do? That left my mother to pay back all of the money for making house go in a foreclosure, to pay back money to get back light and water connection, all of that after she went bin. I paid from months in advance and my father no help her pay back a dime. What a wicked man. And you know say, like me always hear other story because my father have whole heap of we, and whole heap of baby mother. And I always hear story about how he wicked to my sister them mother, or my brother them mother, my sister and brother mother like him would have physically abused her. And my mother would have say, oh, he never beat me yet and whatever. But what she never realized, say, yeah, maybe not physically abused you, but he was financially abusing you because he take your money, rob you up, and use up your money and left you in a debt from time and time and time and time and time. And when me ask her, like, why she always go back, because my mother and my father not separate till me in a college, you know. Think about that, and all of them there's something they happen when time in a primary school, high school, all of them there's something they happen during it and they never left until we reach college days. So me ask her, like, why you always go back? Why you always stay? You know, she not have an answer for me. She don't have an answer for me. That's why when time she can't come give me no advice when it come to money now, because she make poor decision when she went pick my father. Sad to say. But this story is basically to say that why sometimes women really get some terrible partners. And with partners them can really be the downfall be with one a downfall. Because may I tell you, I may just imagine one more story about where my mother probably shame to talk about. And more story when my other sister them or my brother them, peer mother go through when me no know. But my father, really the devil from the pits of hell.
Wanna see how all my body posture change? That's serious. I never watched that one day before I share it with you know. I'm just telling you this. As somebody who used to work in the loan sector, you see, when it comes to borrowing money, it no matter how much you love somebody, unless you plan, say, you are going to pay the money there regardless of what they say to you. If you know, say, you're not comfortable with paying back that money on your own, nobody stand guarantor for nobody, and don't let no borrow no loan for nobody. Me yet for see one loan where love could have caused the pain will come from having to pay back so much money for somebody ever cover yet. Love cover a multitude of sin, but it don't cover a multitude of loan payment. Let me just tell you that right now. You have half a chance, not even one chance. Call me what you will. You have half a chance for ramp with my money. You not even have one full chance to ramp with my money. Just half a chance you have. And you see when the half a chance done, no more. That what are they? What a man wicked. And you know what? She just keep on do it over and over again. So I guess he must say, well, like, oh yeah, accept it. Me can't eat a lick panda one girl. Like that girl, yeah, me know say she had a money girl. And I can get some money out of her. Imagine it, you borrow. Alright, that would have been like in the 90s. $250,000? I wonder what that equivalent to now. What is it to me? Get out of here. Wait, let me see what this means. Alright, this is just the AI overview. 250,000 JMD in the early 90s would be worth tens of millions in today's money. Given Jamaica's high historical inflation rate, which exceeds 50% in 1991 and 77% in 1992, 250,000 Jamaican dollars in 1990 is roughly equivalent to this can't real. This is a over exaggeration, girl. Cause this a tell me say $100 million? No. Alright. Me dey try to get a little equivalent say, but that not gonna work out cause that cannot be. Anyways, it's a whole lot of money. I could just leave it at that. That's a whole lot of money. And you just name it. I can't run the domino table you spend after all of the lady money. It cannot be run the domino table that you spend all of the lady money. Let's get back to reality, because you could have never sit down and knock domino with $250,000 in the 90s. Get a hold of yourself. I don't think there's anything wrong with building with a man, but when we see them something here, it's like we cannot blame the girls for not wanting to do that. You understand what I say? Anyway, there's one more story. Make we see if it's gonna be about money again or just cheating or something like that.
I saw two other women talking about how their fathers did their mothers wrong. Granted, I share a similar sentiment. My father did do my mother wrong, but the difference between my situation and their situation is that my you only get one chance with my mother. So like, my story is not as bad as their stories. I feel like their story is much worse. A few months after I was born, say like 6 months after I was born, I'm born in August, so like around February time, my godmother was having a birthday party. And I was at the birthday party, mom was at the birthday party, but my daddy didn't go to the birthday party. It's just me and mommy. My daddy came home one night. At the time, me, mommy, daddy, grandma, and one of my uncles lived under the same roof in Montego Bay. So mommy and I were at the party, my uncle was out somewhere, and my grandma came home early from work as a nurse, and it was nighttime. So my daddy came in and started packing up his stuff, but my grandma was so confused she didn't ask any questions. He started packing up his stuff. She thought he was packing up stuff for me and mommy. Maybe we're gonna spend the night at my auntie's house. I don't know. My godmother, same person. And grandma didn't ask any questions, but she just sit there and she watch him packing up. And then he's gone. So she waits. Mommy and I come home. Hours later, daddy's gone. Mommy looks in the room. All his stuff is gone. Half of the clothes is gone. All his belongings is gone. The dresser empty. Everything's gone. So she's like, what's happening? What's going on? He packed his stuff. She doesn't know where he went. He just packed his stuff silently and ran away. The thing is, I have an older sister. She's 4 years older than me, and we have different mothers. So what had happened was my father ran away with my older sister and her mother to the UK because they wanted to move to the UK. My mother she also wanted to move, but she didn't want to move to the UK. She wanted to move to the US because it was closer, and the UK is like a day. You take like a whole day to get to the UK. The US, it's like a minimum of 4-hour flight. She didn't want to move that far. And my mother was devastated. She's like, him and I were planning a whole life together to get married eventually, have more children eventually. They were planning a life together, and mommy didn't know. He didn't give any hints, any inklings that he was packing up his stuff, ready to leave. Nothing. He just packed up and left one night. So a few weeks go by after he departs, and my mommy hasn't spoken to him. She can't get in contact with him because at this point she doesn't know where he went. Like a month after, she finally gets a hold of him. And that's how she found out he's in the UK with my sister and her mother. From that moment happened, my mother's never trusted another man. And I feel like the only reason why she never got another boyfriend and she never tried again is because I was born. If my father had disappeared before I was born, like I never existed, she would definitely tried it. But because, she has me, she just never tried again with another man out of safety and protection, all that stuff. But like, I'm just looking back and I'm like, yeah, the other two girls I saw talking about how their father did their mother wrong, I'm like, oh, thank God my mother knew it only takes one time. It only takes one time. Granted, she didn't really have a choice because, like, he disappeared, but, you know, she didn't give as many chances as the other stories, you know? From then on, the relationship between my parents is like, it's so, my mother loves every single person on my father's side. She loves my grandmas. She loves my grandma, she loves my grandpa, she loves all my aunties and uncles and my cousins. She trusts them with my life. She doesn't, she's okay with them. My father, on the other hand, you would think he crawled out of the depths of hell to snatch me away. He doesn't know where we live. I don't know where he lives in the UK. Like, my mom would always ask if I could spend like summers or come and visit him, and he would say no. And he's not, because of that, he's not allowed to know where we live because we moved out of grandma's house, and mommy and I went to live separately, somewhere close by, but separately. And he's not allowed at the house. Granted, my grandparents are allowed at the house. My uncle and aunties are allowed at the house, and my cousins. He's just not allowed at the house. You never see those movies where they have to do like a certain, like a drop off where it's like, oh, meet at a neutral location to come and pick up the child. That was me. My father visited me in Jamaica every few years, like say every 3 to 4 years, he'd come and visit me for like 2 days. I had to meet him at a neutral location for him to come and pick me up because he's not allowed at the house. He's not allowed to know where we live. But years later, because he never married my sister's mother, I feel like after they moved, sometime after they separated, and then he remarried somebody else and had 2 more children. They're my youngest siblings. They're 13 and 15 years younger than me. So, yeah. If I were to say there's a totem pole of favorites, or like an order in which he loves his children, I would definitely be at the bottom, based on like how he, you know, his attitude towards me growing up, and even now as an adult, I'm definitely like his least favorite child, honestly. And I didn't even do that, you know, I didn't do anything. And I've never even heard my mother mention trying to be with another man or be with another person because she wanted to protect me. But there were so many eligible/good men that I know would have treated my mother right, looking back on our life together, me and mommy journey together. And I'm like, my father really f***ed up her brain to the point where she didn't even give them a chance. Because like there's this one guy, his name is Antoine, and he was a part of our lives for a few years. And he is honestly, the closest thing in my entire life. Up until this point, maybe in the future that might change, I don't know. But up until this point, he might be the closest thing I ever had to like an active father figure in my life. And he would just do things for my mother and for me that really made an impact, and like he just made my childhood so much brighter. He would do things like he'd randomly come to our house and say, we're keeping our PJs on all day and we're going to brunch and we're gonna have fun and we're gonna do this and we're all gonna do it in our pajamas. And he had children of his own too, so we just interacted as like a nice blended family. And you know, people honestly thought we were like a regular family, probably not blended, like a regular nuclear family. Now when I am dating someone or thinking about dating someone, I not only think about how they make me feel or how they make me happy in the moment, but what about my future children? You know, what if him and I break up and he doesn't like me anymore? And because I'm not like I'm not the exception to any rule, to be honest. I'm not the most special person in the world. Of course I'm special, but I'm not like, you know, special as in the chosen one or anything. But if him and I break up, I want him to be still the best, amazing, most dedicated father in the world to my child, regardless of anything. I want him to be the type of man to move mountains and move earth, to at least see your child, at least, you know, hang out with your child, see if they're okay, see if they're happy, see if they're healthy, you know. So this day, I feel I have to be at my wits' end, my breaking point, my on the verge of eviction point, to muster up the courage to ask my father for help. I have to be like, I haven't eaten in like a week, on the verge of eviction and sick with pneumonia, to muster up the courage to ask my father for anything, because 8% chance he's gonna say no, you know. But I just love my mommy, and when I tell her about anybody I'm gonna date with, anybody I'm dating, the moment she says I don't like XYZ, I don't like that he did that, I am listening. Because my last relationship, I was with someone for 2 years. We were planning on getting married, but I had to sit down and really think, is he father material? Is he what I want for my future children? And there were some signs that were coming when I was saying, you know what, he's not. You're good to me now. What happens if we have children? I'm not fully confident in that aspect of you, you know. But yeah, at least my mommy didn't give chances.
You know, I'm so glad I left that video for the last, because that's the whole lesson of this for me. But before I get into the lesson, you see, the next time you say them girl are wicked, them wicked, remember who started the trend. You know, say when they say the men are the leaders of society, as much as a lot of women don't want to see it that way, the reality is that men are the leaders of the society. Being a leader doesn't mean that you are the person who just gets to make the decisions. It means that you're the person who sets the tone for what decisions get made. And when you treat woman them way here, and them start reciprocate and start deal with the back the ways were selfish, because let's be so honest, all of these stories that were relayed, and you're not gonna tell me, oh, I just one side of the story. Me not care. Me not care if I one side of the story. Children were involved, and so you can't move selfishly ever. When you look at all of the stories that were being relayed, these men are utterly selfish. They weren't thinking about the family unit. They weren't thinking about, even if you don't want the family unit, at least for think about the child. They weren't thinking about the children in any way. So when you hear say woman wicked, them just give back man a piece of them own medicine. I believe in having a healthy nuclear family. I believe in the structure of family, and I think one of the most fulfilling things you can have in your life is to have a great family where you build brick by brick together with your partner. Love that. I wish that all of us can just have that great experience of building a family, one love each other, and just grow together in love and light. I'ma love all of that. But when you see women prioritizing themselves, and you notice how nowadays the woman them now have children where them have them kind of traumatic stories here pass on to them, are do them thing by themselves, and then choosing exactly when they want to expand their lineage, and them now bring children in toxic places purposely, because the man them get women pregnant knowing say them don't want no children. But when I say the woman them are reciprocate, just know say are the things them we see, are the stories of our mothers, the stories of our grandmothers, the stories of the people who come up before us, and we don't want to live the same life where them live. But what we really want to talk about is the way how these selfish actions, how they impact how your children see themselves and view relationships. Good come out of it for this girl, where she was able to internalize and say, hey, now that this has happened to me, I don't want the same thing for my child. So when I'm dating, I'm going to be intentional. I can like you so much, but if you have traits when not go beneficial to my children or to the family structure where me want to create, I'm letting it go. And that's so hard to do when you really, really have your feelings attached to somebody. It's very commendable that, this lady is viewing it in this way and taking this stance. But brother, because a lot of us, we don't take the trauma and learn the lesson. We just are traumatized. And yes, clearly she is also traumatized, which is why she has to really think so much about everything. But thinking about things in a critical way will not hurt you. We're not talking about overthink, but we have to think about things. I wonder if sometime when the man them do them something what them do, if them realize just what them a do to other people. Not just your kids, everybody where your kids are going to interact with, the generation where your children are going to build after you, the children that they will have, impact everything. Your actions, your selfish actions where you do, it will impact everything. And not just for your moments of pleasure. You are impacting generations down the line. It impacts how they see themselves. I'm pretty sure there is nobody where your parent get up, run, will leave you, and you just feel like, all right, I'm perfect. I'm fine. I know me, you're a child, you think with a child's mind, you clearly are going to believe there's something wrong with you. You did it, and you won't even try to steal like how you did it. You understand? Them something hurt people. It affect how people see themselves, how they view relationships, how they view the world in general. And if you care nothing about the world where you inhabit, the people you have to interact with on a daily basis, you gotta do the right thing. Just do the right thing, guys. It's not by force for you to do with somebody. It is not by force. But the way how you do things says a lot about who you are. You can literally leave. Have the conversation and leave. If that person interacts oddly with you because you have decided to leave, then that's on their shoulders now. But at least you did it clean and you did it well. You did it the right way. This is not a one-sided thing for woman too. The moment of pleasure is never that deep. Promise you. Have some dignity. Have something about you. You know what I mean? And deal with it. like people are human beings. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this video down below. Thank you so much to these ladies for sharing their stories. So much to learn from their experiences. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, and I will definitely see you in the next one.